Maybe something brought you here. Maybe you started questioning your own reality. Maybe you started questioning why you're even here in this life. Maybe you didn't question that much when you were younger, and then these questions started popping up. What am I doing here? What are we all doing here? Hey, this is kind of ridiculous, isn't it? Are we just, is this all we're meant to do? Is just get in our cars, go get food, watch TV, go to work to a job that doesn't really inspire me, doesn't really satisfy my soul? Is this what it is? Is this what I'm here? Is this what it's all about? This is kind of crazy. I go to church even, but yet there's no answers that really fulfill me. And if I start to actually talk about any types of things where, like, hey, I feel like I'm living in a different dimension, or I feel like I'm seeing through everything and everybody, and I feel like I'm in just a completely another reality than the people who are, who are considered my friends and family. But I can't even talk about this stuff because the moment I do talk a little bit about this stuff, people start either distancing themselves from me, or they call me crazy, or they call you nuts. If you can relate to that at all, then keep watching. You're definitely in the right place. Have you started to see synchronicities? 1111s, 444s, and stuff like that. And, it's kind of like, okay, maybe that's a coincidence, or maybe there's something deeper going on. Maybe there's, maybe it's a sign of some kind to look deeper, to go deeper into this, or it's a calling. It's calling you to wake up, calling you to fully wake up. Maybe you are awake and you're just looking at everybody else in this world as just some sleeping zombies, and it's hard to adjust. I understand where you're coming from. I feel you, because you're living in this world where you feel like, hey, we can be doing something different. I'm starting to now feel energies. I'm starting to now feel things very deeply, negative energies too. When people are upset, you start to feel that, and you then start to withdraw because, number one, people start judging you if you talk about it. So, okay, don't do that anymore. Don't talk about those subjects. Better to just keep it quiet. Okay. Two, oh, I'm starting to feel all these things super deeply, other people's negative energy, or just the emptiness of going out to a party or to a football game with people, and you just start to feel how stupid and pointless it is. And well, maybe I don't want to go out much anymore. So more isolation, more isolation. Family events. You go out with family and you bring something up, or you're just aching to talk to somebody about something deeper. But it's so difficult because we live in a society that is just really stuck in a lot of ways. But that's okay. And it's okay because we're here. You actually have a gift by being able to see and perceive things in a higher way, in a higher dimension way. And this is an incredible gift that it really is that. And it's just now it's time for you to actually ground in those gifts and those energies into the individual life that you're leading, so you're not so miserable in your 9 to 5 job. There's nothing wrong with having a 9 to 5 job and living a normal, quote unquote, boring life. It's actually an amazing gift that we're in. It's just when you have this perception and you're thrown into this reality that seems so dense and pointless at times, it can cause serious frustration in one's life, depression, anxiety, addictions, and just you're starting to find escape in these ways because your needs, your spiritual needs, your needs for community of like-minded people, your needs for groundedness is not being met. So, welcome to this community. My name is Austin Zest. I've been dealing with this since I was like 16 years old, when I really had a deep awakening at a pretty young age. Growing up in San Diego, Oceanside, California, very materialistic place, society, a lot of just partying, and people thinking at a certain level, which was very hard to cope with when I was just thinking about, what are we really doing on this planet? What is the point and purpose of all of this? It's not like I thought I was the only one. I thought in the town that I live in, I was the only one. Turns out I'm not. But it's very hard to find other people because we seem to be spread out along across the plane that we live in here. So my name is Austin Zest. I live in Peru now. 32 years old, and I once I started having those questions, I really did not stop. Even though people told me, stop searching, just give it up. Just integrate into the world and shut up, basically. And just, we don't, take it easy, man. And I'm really glad I never did do that. And I went through a lot of hard times, definitely a deep shadow, dark night of the soul, for many years. However, I found all of my answers, all of my questions answered in the last 5 to 6 years by studying with shamans in the jungle of Peru and Colombia and Mexico City, and diving deep into pretty much everything I could, until I finally I'm now living near Machu Picchu, near these ancient temples and stuff, where I feel comfortable in here. I've met my future spouse down here, native Andean, and I live pretty much side by side in a native environment, a Native American, South American environment, where I'm really close to the pulse of a lot of ancient practices and ancient wisdom that I would like to bring to you guys here today, to help you to integrate all of these things that you possess, all these powers that you possess, all these leadership capabilities that you possess, and integrate them into your life, so you're not feeling so isolated and lonely anymore. I get it. I understand where you're coming from. And that way you're also using these things, these questions and these deep spiritual experiences that you've had, as gifts and as ways to integrate them into self-empowerment. And not only just self-empowerment, but to help the people around you, by you being the light, by you taking the lead, not by waiting for everybody else to actually wake up. Everybody's got to wake up, watch this video. Hey, I'm seeing these signs. People are going to look at you like you're crazy until they have those experiences themselves on their own. You cannot judge them either, just like you don't want to be judged, right? So join this community. I invite you to consider inviting you in. There's going to be a free trial, 7-day free trial. So if you don't like it, if you don't feel comfortable, that's okay. If it's too culty, even though I'm trying very hard to not make it like that at all, because how many groups have you tried to join and stuff, and there's a weird culty vibe to it, that sucks too. Right? Because or you try to join a church or something, and there's some kind of weird thing attached to it, like, oh, this is our leader, and he's over there on the other side of the world, and blah, 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 right? And it's just, it feels good to have the community, and people are really nice and stuff, but inside of your heart, it's like, there's something really off here, okay? So I'm really trying hard to not have that at all. I cannot stand any of that type of stuff. So that's another topic for another day. But what we're going to have here in this community, in this school community, is basically a process where we're going to help integrate, through this awareness. So we're going to have, we're going to recognize and honor the spiritual awakening without judgment, okay? We're going to kind of record the process, so we're going to go into each individual. You're going to have an opportunity to actually talk about what has happened to you in your own unique spiritual experience. Everyone has had a unique one, some more than others. Some of them have flew into other planets or whatever, have had experiences like that you really can't explain, that's really heavy. You're going to have an opportunity to share that without judgment here. Some people just have an inner knowing. Some people just know that, hey, I've always felt different. I've always felt kind of like an outcast. I've always felt like I don't really belong here, type of thing. Or I don't, belong on this planet, that type of stuff. Hey, you do. I'm just here to tell you, you absolutely do. And what it is just, you need the right people, the right community to help integrate these things. And I'm glad that you found this community. So that's part of it, is integration as well. So number 2 is integration. We're going to ground spiritual insights with actionable life practices. So these are techniques that I've learned. I've worked with guys like Wim Hof briefly. I'm not saying I'm like best friends with him, but I've worked with him to learn the breath work practices that have helped me so much. And I know they will help you as well. They've helped a lot of people that I've worked with. And to help integrate and ground these spiritual experiences into the body. into your life. And so we use the breath work, we use some other physical practices and some basic meditation and some heart-based meditation to get back, because we're so disconnected. Even don't care how spiritual you are or how spiritual you think you are, right? I thought that way too, and I realized I was, had a lot of work to do, so that's okay. We're going to work on the heart little by little, and it's going to integrate, and your life's going to start getting better. It's going to get better. And then 3 is empowerment. So I want to be talking to the future mayors of the city. We need more people who are empathetic, who feel pain deeper, to really, be in positions of leadership wherever you live, or whatever it is that you're doing, or if you're at your job, to really move up. There's opportunities to move up the ladder. Like people like us, should actually be in positions. So, but first that starts with your own self-empowerment. Before you can even believe that you can do something like that, you need to develop mental and emotional resilience as well. So we're not, excuse me, I'm a little sick right now. So we're not, going from one place to the other emotionally, right? Excuse me. I gotta edit that out, I guess, or not. Hey, we're real human beings. Okay. 4, connection. So this is like the most important part, is that we need to build connections, real relationship within community. So we build this online community. We're creating connections there, and then what I'm going to also do in these live calls and in some of the parts of the community is challenge people to also get out there and get, if you're feeling so isolated, I'm going to help you find some meetup groups in your area and challenge you to go to them and find out and try to connect with some people out there in the physical as well. Okay, not just online. We're also going to have in-person events here in Peru, where I'll take you through Cusco, through Machu Picchu, through Ollantaytambo, through some of these incredible, powerful, grounding energy centers that are ancient temples from the past. That there's just nothing like it. You're going to be eating pure food, good food, and it's going to be a great experience. We're going to be doing that at least once or twice a year. And then 5 is leadership. So I kind of talked about that earlier, but embracing the role of a leader in your life and community. Guidance on creating personal rituals and systems for sustained growth. So we're going to individually help you to create your own rituals in your life that are going to help you to feel, like, hey, I'm grounded in my life. I have my own personal ritual. It's not some weird churches. It's not some weird cult's ritual that I have to do, to be saved or whatever. No, this is like your own thing. The temple of God is within you. Look, says so in the Bible. If you're a Bible believer, it says so in all these other religions. The temple of God is within you. It's just we forgot. And now you're starting to see these signs, these 11:11s and this stuff, and now you're here watching me. Cool, So, look, this community is going to grow. It's going to become something very unique, and I've been trying to build this for the last year, and it's taken many different forms, and now this is the most authentic version that I can come up with, because I had to really go back into what's the most authentic version of myself that I can bring to you guys, and this is a big part of it. So I really am inviting you into the group. Welcome, and feel free to join the 7-day free trial there. And if you don't like it, no worries at all. You don't even have to. Don't even feel bad. Okay, take care.